ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
So we turn now to Candles and Kiddush, and I am thrilled to ask Sandy and Karen Shapiro to help us with our Candles and Kiddush.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we through our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations who have kindled these lights, so may we be inspired to kindle these lights.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy with mitzvot and who teaches us to fill the lights of Shabbat.
The heaven and earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God stopped on the seventh all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on that day God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim. So I share with you this reading again from last week. It is from Alden Solovey, contemporary liturgist and psalmist. Welcome, Sabbath Queen, let go, let go. Release your struggle and strife, release your work and your toil. Welcome, Sabbath Queen, with gifts of joy and light, with gifts of comfort and peace. Let go, let go. Release your troubles and concerns, release your worries and your burdens. Welcome, Sabbath Queen, with gifts of gentleness and song, with gifts of radiance and love. Enter this holy day, this sacred time, this ancient beauty that returns to nourish body and soul. Enter this luminous wonder, this place of Torah and tefillah, this moment that touches creation with celebration and stillness. Come, sing with us in sacred harmony, sing of majesty and wonder, revelation and redemption. Sing out God's wisdom and compassion, God's gift of rest. Welcome, Sabbath Queen, welcome. Our call to worship is the Baruch Hu, and we rise in spirit, hour, and body as we wish.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
Now I'll start. This is from a wonderful prayer book called Sha'ar Zahav. It is the first, actually, that I know mass-produced, as they say, prayer book in the LGBTQ community. Shema, hear, but also listen. Observe, heed, pay attention. Remember God's unity always and every moment. And since we are created in God's divine image, we too, all of us in our infinite diversity, are at every moment connected, part of the wholeness of humanity and of our small planet Earth. Shema demands that we connect ourselves to everything and everyone around us.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lebavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavcha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam beshivdecha bevetecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot beinenecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
We turn now to Michamocha, our song of redemption and freedom. And we remember that the Michamocha was our moment in history, that moment when we celebrated freedom, the moment when we could walk across the Red Sea, parted by Moses with God and know that we were no longer slaves. And in that moment, that breathing moment of freedom, we too took on the responsibility to help that all people could be free. And so we sing with joy.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot, osek beleh, Nora tehilot, osef beleh, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Malchutecha ra'u v'necha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze Elianu ve'amru, Ze Elianu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Yai lai 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 lai, Yai lai 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 lai, Yai lai 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 lai, Yai lai 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 lai. I love to watch people swaying to that one.
No, we have to try to figure out how to
get everybody to
stop that recording. I know. Maybe we all have to say, okay, left, okay, right.
That's a great idea. Maybe next week. No, next week we got something else going on.
Choreograph our freedom here. From our moment of freedom, we know that the Israelites' journey was many, many years, because learning about freedom takes a long time. And so they would call on God in their darkest hour, which is where the prayer of Hashgrennu was born. Because Hashgrennu is probably our oldest written prayer, probably from 800 Common Era, because as the sun would set and it would become dark, we would call out to God for protection, for hope that we would make it even through the night. And Hashgrennu remains today probably a favorite prayer, a prayer that asks for God to provide for us a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace, for us to know that God is with us when we need it the most. And so we sing together.
Hashgivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom, lehamidenu malkeinu lechayim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
God's protection. We give thanks for sacred time. There are so many days where I have to ask at least 40 times, what day is today? What day is today? What day is today? And today we get to say, oh, it's Shabbat. And so we celebrate that. We give thanks for that by singing Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. איש ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
So we turn now to the Amidah, to our prayer in which we thank God for this opportunity to remember those who have gone before us, our forefathers and foremothers, to thank God for God's greatness and the sanctity of this day. And we rise in body or in spirit, whichever is most comfortable for you.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Hozer Humoshia Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia. Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Meimit Umechayeh, Umatmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atah Lehachayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukedoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Well, every week you learn a new tech lesson. This week is check the batteries in the mouse.
Oh, I'm wondering why the slides aren't advancing. That's a good thing to do. I thought it was a test to see if I knew everything by heart.
No.
Clearly,
Yeah, every week it's a new lesson, Deb.
That's exactly. It really is, isn't it?
And it goes right into our next prayer, which is about being thankful. So I am so thankful that we rely on so much technology and it works week after week after week. And when it doesn't, it's so minor. We are, the prayers in between the Amidah and the prayer that we're going to sing, Shalom Rav, are about asking God to accept our prayer and having a moment of gratitude. And there are things that are hard about the time we're in, so much that is hard, and things that we are grateful for and things that are blessings. And so if you would like, I would invite you to use the chat. And most people, if you scroll down at the bottom, you'll see a little comic book icon, I never know what to say.
Bubble.
A speech bubble. Every week I forget. A speech bubble, you click on that, and then you click over to everyone in meeting, and then you type a message. So please take a few moments while we're singing Shalom Rav. I almost said Sim Shalom. Singing Shalom Rav, so that we can see what's going on in everyone's life.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech hador lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech hador lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
I really must comment on family, friends, and donuts. Just perfect. I too am grateful for family, friends, and donuts. And so should we all be.
Don't you wish you could like or love or something on these comments?
Really, I'm grateful for the love and the connection and the humor that we all really need during these days. And as we need the light, the love and the connection and the humor, we also turn to those who really need the light, the love, the connection and the humor, those who are not well, those who are physically, emotionally, spiritually struggling for so many reasons. And so that's why we lift them up with our healing prayer. We lift them up with a Misha Berach. And so we turn again to our chat. We lift up and name those whom we know who are struggling, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, for whatever reason, they are not well. And with our prayers, we can give them just a moment, just a measure of comfort, for we know that when people know that we're caring about them, they do feel just a little bit better. And so hopefully you have permission to share those names, share the names in the chat, and we will sing together, pray together, our Misha Berach.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Sheberach imotenu, makor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
So we take a moment now for silent prayer and reflection.
Of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my
haven't told a story in a really long time. Typically, Rabbi Shauna tells a story every Friday at 5, and I'm a little jealous, let's be honest. I love telling stories. And we are in the month of Elul. And Elul is the month preceding the High Holy Days. For those of you who don't know, Deb and JB and I are living and breathing this. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, and Simchat Torah are right around the corner. And the month preceding Rosh Hashanah is a preparatory time. It's a time when we get ready. It's a time when we work these muscles for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. I want to tell you a sweet, short story that connects us to what it means to get ready for the High Holy Days. There was, and all of these great stories are, of course, really, really, really long time ago. So there was a Roman emperor who had a beautiful daughter, and what she prized was her beauty. And beauty was really all that mattered to her. And the emperor often took counsel in a rabbi. And this rabbi was named Rabbi Joshua ben Hananiah. But Joshua ben Hananiah had a little bit of a problem. He was ugly. Let's just face it. I was going to say he was not attractive, but he was ugly. But he was really important in the empire because he was very wise. And so he was around often. But one day, the emperor's daughter, the princess, saw him. And she snidely said to him, how can such wisdom exist in such an ugly vessel? And Rabbi Joshua just looked at her and he asked, Princess, how does your father store his wine? And she answered, I don't know, in clay vessels. And Rabbi Joshua was surprised and he said, well, wouldn't a royal family use fancier vessels, more beautiful vessels like gold or silver? And he walked away. The princess thought about this for a moment and she became furious because she realized that the wine was stored in something ugly. And she demanded that all of the wine be transferred into silver and gold vessels. And so it was done. But those of us who know anything about wine, and I know this group does, knows something happened rather quickly. Wine does not store well in metal. And so the wine went bad. The wine did not do well in silver and gold vessels. And so, not surprisingly, the emperor called for the princess and called for Rabbi Joshua and said, what happened? My wine is no good anymore. It won't surprise you that I was very excited to tell a story that had wine in it tonight after the story. So, the emperor, I need an explanation. And Rabbi Joshua said, as far as wine, and wisdom are concerned, the container's beauty is not as important as what's in it. And I wanted the princess to understand that. And the emperor said, I understand. And the princess understood as well. It's a simple, easy to understand story. It's a parable that teaches us what we're doing on Elul, what we're doing as we prepare for Rosh Hashanah, for Yom Kippur and beyond, is not working on here, but what's inside. What's inside is what matters. The wisdom, the kindness, The work we do of what's inside our vessel is how we prepare for the High Holy Days. Are you doing that work?
Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu kekedem Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu kekedem. Help us and guide us, inspire and provide us with the wisdom your Torah can show. Cause us to learn, renew and return, just as in days long ago. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu kekedem.
Hashivenu, help us return, oh God, and return to our truest selves. That is Beth Schaefer, is that right, Deb?
Oh, that one is actually an oldie but goodie from Steve Dropkin.
Oh, Steve Dropkin. I think Charlie used to be really good friends with him.
Well, he's got some good
Charlie,
stuff.
I hear from the kitchen crew says Charlie knows him well.
Right. Yes, he's the old guard. He's, like the Klepper age and the
Yeah, well, Charlie and I are OG now. We're old guard now. So now we turn to the Aleinu, which is the final prayers in our service. Asks us to not just return, but also continue to make our world as perfect as it can be. Please rise in body or in spirit. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else.
ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We turn now to our time of remembrance, to our time of remembering those whom we love, have loved and lost. On this, this reading is from the prayer book from the Reconstructionist community called Kol Hanishama. These things I know, how the living go on living and how the dead go on living with them, so that in a forest even a dead tree casts a shadow, and the leaves fall one by one, and the branches break in the wind, and the bark peels off slowly, and the trunk cracks, and the rain seeps in slowly through the cracks, and the trunk falls to the ground, and the moss covers it. And in the spring, the rabbits find it and build their nest inside the dead tree, so that nothing is wasted in nature or in love. On this Shabbat, we remember in Shiva, in the first week since their death, June Greenwald. And on this Shabbat, we mark the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of death that fall on this Shabbat. First, we mark the first anniversary of death for Rabbi Michael Oppenheimer. And we mark the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of death that fall on this Shabbat. Jack M. Ahrens, Harry W. Buxbaum, Betty Einstein, Henrietta Glickman, Leonard Glick, Robert G. Handel, Marie Hayes Heiner, Lillian P. Koblitz, Jerome D. Lane, H. J. Jack Lang, Bernard M. Louis, Irving Mitchell, Jean Fuldauer Mitchell, Dorothy Ozer Mode, Howard N. Orbit, Gerald Rosenblum, Florence Hersheimer Rosenwasser, Robert E. Schoenberger, Heloise Michaels Schwartz, Ellen Felsenthal Singer, Eugene C. Stern, Harry R. Traub. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled, and together we join in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. We rise in body or in spirit. It gadal v'it kadash shemei rabbah, v'alma tivra hirute v'amlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chaye techol beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach leolam almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei tekudashah barechu, le'elam minkol birchata v'shirata, jushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran b'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'mroma, Huya Aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. May the one who brings peace to all of us bring peace to all who are bereaved and give comfort to all who are in need of peace. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Sorry, my mouse is going in, not doing well at all.
Time for some new batteries.
All right, Deb, what's our closing song?
Well, I think I would like to close with, speaking of oldies and goodies, let's do Ein Kelohenu tonight.
Okay.
Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Michelohenu, Michadonenu, Michemalkeinu, Michemoshienu, Nodel Elohenu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May the light of God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yis Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God lift up each one of us, and may God bring us shalom, peace, and wholeness. Amen.
Amen.